It's Week 18 of the National Football League, and we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Lions and the Broncos, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. The regular season ends here. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Long road to get here, but now we are here. The season finale. Playoffs begin next Saturday, so it's time for one last regular season kickoff.
In Week 18, it could just be so tricky, can't it, Mike? I mean, on one side, you got teams that have the playoffs wrapped up. So Week 18, it's a chance potentially to rest some starters or maybe get them out of the game early and get geared up for next week and the start of the playoffs. You got some teams that are fighting for their lives. They need to win Week 18 or else their season's going to end. And then on the complete opposite side, you got guys making plans for the offseason, figuring out where they're going on vacation. Week 18 is a tricky thing around the league. A lot of division games, a lot of interesting matchups. And we're just wrapping up stage one of what is an unbelievable NFL season.
So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time, they'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
He's coming off such a strong performance last week, Mike, where he did a little bit of everything. Throws for 3 touchdowns, ran for another, but most importantly, leads his team to the big win. I'll tell you what, he has his eyes set on trying to do the same thing here over these next 4 quarters.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Right to the air to open this one up. Oh, and they're going to get him again. 2 plays, 2 sacks by the defense.
In the midst of a tight game like that, you're looking for every play that you can make to try to gain advantage. And if you can continue to get after the quarterback, disrupt the rhythm and timing of this quarterback in the second half, that could be the difference of you being able to pull away.
Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Whoa! And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. They'll run the draw with Gibbs. Yeah. With good blocking leading the way. He's got the first down inside the 25.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Now this time they'll look to throw. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target, and it'll be second down. He'll drop to throw. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time,
and he will score. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. A touchdown, lucky number 13 on the season. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. Here comes Hill on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
You just hope throughout your career, Mike, that you're not on the wrong end of too many games like last week. So many games in the NFL come down to one score. They're very close. And every once in a while, there are multiple score games where you just can't seem to keep it close. They've got to do a better job keeping pace early, get off to a faster start. They want to have a chance. Come the fourth quarter, if this thing's within one score, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable this time around than where they were last week.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. Now he'll run it. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down. Now a 3rd and 2. He'll try to run for it with Williams. A gain there of 11. Good for a Denver first down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. One quarter in the books. It's the Lions who have the early lead. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Bronco switch. Bronco,
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Open man, right side. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Second down and 8.
Let's go now.
Back to throw is Nix. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Nix from the gun. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. But this is taken in by a teammate.
After these kind of plays, Mike, you just wish the sideline was a mile away, because you know when you get there, you are going to catch an earful. They stress all week, ball carriers. We have to protect the ball. In this case, it doesn't result in a turnover, but the lost yardage now brings up 4th down. These are drive killers.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. A short gain up to the 20. Trent McDuffie up from his corner spot there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
A gain there of 16 yards. Good for a Lions 1st down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Trent McDuffie right there with the tight defensive coverage.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to Seattle after this. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. That is not going to do it. Tried to bite off a lot with that one. It's no good. And this is going to remain a 1-possession game.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick 1st down.
This is a great opportunity now for the offense to really seize control of this game. They just saw their opponent miss a field goal try, come out aggressive on the ensuing possession, strike deep early. Now see if they can put this drive together and end it with some points.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up 4th down.
Here's Tommy Townsend now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Lions offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been effective with the ball in his hands all season long, the NFL's leader among quarterbacks in touchdowns scored. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. That's That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
And you talk about a guy who's been running with a purpose here in the first half, Mike. I mean, not only hitting the holes and accelerating through them, but as the numbers telling you, he might be on his way to a big, big ball game.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number one. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Now, a two-point conversion attempt coming. Now they'll set up to throw. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack two more onto their lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Broncos offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They're staring at a two-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. The ball's out. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sacked, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Halftime here on this final weekend of the NFL regular season, as we'll send you over to Orlando, our EA Sports halftime report with the coach. Jonathan, all yours.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. Rome Odunze, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. The Jets try and hold on and claim victory. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. 3 touchdown passes there for J.J. McCarthy. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
The rain not letting up. It continues to be a factor here as we get back underway in the second half. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The Broncos offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. drive begins with a run by Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 32 after a short pickup. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Lions offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set for this next possession. And as we enter the final weekend of the season, you can see his name right up there at the top in terms of touchdown receptions this year.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. On 4th down, they'll turn to Ryan Stonehouse here to punt. And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down. The Broncos offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing is Nix. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. On the carry, it's Williams. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he'll be brought down, but what a run. Down to the 40. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. It's another run here for Williams. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Jack Campbell, the former 1st-round pick, there to wrap him up. Here's a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Nix. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
Call it a gain of 13. 1st down, Broncos.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll throw. It's Nix. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And now it's 4th down. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Broncos get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Go.
A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Ready.
Here's Gibbs. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. 2nd touchdown for him in the game. Number 14 on the year. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Point after now from Dicker. That one off the crossbar, and it caroms in. Fortunate break there as somehow he gets it through for the extra point. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out, so they'll take over at the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to get back to work. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. They left a man wide open downfield. He's got him. And he's going to take this one all the way. 70 yards. Touchdown, Denver. Well, that was a pretty easy touchdown. He was wide open, Greg. Easy chance to close the deal, and they do with a touchdown.
And, Mike, it just appears to me that's just a breakdown defensively. You can't allow a receiver to not only be so open it's an easy pitch and catch, but then to have the space to operate after the catch to finish that one off in the end zone.
Jason Sanders on for the point after. His kick is good. And the Broncos get a bit closer here. It's now 21-10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. Whoa. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now, faking the give. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly 1 play to get our answer.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
They'll look to throw. That's to the right side and incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, looks very different for this offense.
A gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Detroit.
Here we go.
Back to the air one more time. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And with the yardage picked up on that last throw, that's going to move him over 4,000 yards passing for the season. Even in today's age of offense, still a meaningful number for quarterbacks and not an easy plateau to reach.
And all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him, and I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field. When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the 1st down. The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Kicker now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes Hill on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. To throw is Nix. And that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to fit that one in to Mike Evans. And that will lead to a second down. Back to throw. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all. Really nice job here by the defender. I mean, how often, Mike, do we see on these long downfield passes the defender kind of lose the ball in the air and get himself out of position? Well, that wasn't the case here. Really well done. And if I'm this quarterback, after these back-to-back incompletions, I got to find myself a little rhythm and take some easier throws.
What a big play on 4th and 10. A gain of 57 yards. Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. They'll look to throw yet again. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Ready up. Go. Go.
They'll look to throw again. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. And right now, the timing, the spacing, it's just not matching up. This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
And he is going to have a Lions first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Their head coach, 2 fingers in the air. They'll say no to the extra point and go for 2. And that is incomplete. 2-point conversion attempt winds up being unsuccessful. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here comes Hill on the return. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. This is intercepted. Picked off by Ennis Rakestraw. And he won't be able to take it all the way in, but that is a great return, and they are set up first and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Tried again here from the 7-yard line, second down and goal. He'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Mustang 19. Go.
And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Now, a two-point conversion attempt coming.
60 Maverick. Ready. Ready.
That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
Here comes Hill on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. First and 10.
Set. Let go.
Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win here for the Lions. They finished the season on a high note. Now they'll have the week off as the #1 seed. Get back to it in 2 weeks for the divisional round of the playoffs. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.